like that, it's gone. Some might call this set ugly. Some might call this set cute. It's a very interesting looking design though. This is a little 9-inch RCA solid state black and white TV from, I want to say, the mid 70s, like 1975, 1976. It's pretty basic. You've got your VHF tuner, UHF tuner, power button, and annoyingly the contrast, brightness, and volume are these little sliders underneath that are not the easiest to move. And then it's got a little speaker on the front here.
Homosexual? Come on. One of you guys has got to be homosexual. No.
As you can see, it works pretty decently. Picture's a little soft. I'd say the focus is a little bit soft. Haven't really looked into it. It could be the resistor for the focus voltage is drifted. The VHF tuner doesn't actually work. When I got this, well, I got it for free because it didn't work. And more than likely they were trying to hook something up to channel 3 or 4 and we're getting just a nothing or a scrambled signal. I'll get into what this does later on. And I thought, oh, well, I'll use UHF. It also does this too. Very annoying. The indicator here sometimes slips. I re-greased it and it seemed to be doing better. UHF tuner was working when I got it and then just sort of popped and stopped working. And turned out it needed the same thing that 12-inch RCA I did a video on a couple of weeks ago. Needed just a spritz of contact cleaner inside of it, and at least now this is working fine. Let's turn this around. This is like a plastic, but it's really mimicking Bakelite. It really seems Bakelite-y to me. The polish, the finish, the color, that sort of brownish color. It's looking more black on the camera. This would have been coded as black in the RCA color coding. E is black. It's still got the 2 screws that are shared for VHF and UHF, but this time the antenna has 2 terminals to connect here. One of these, I believe, just goes to the ground through a capacitor or something, I don't know. Taking a look at the back here, we got the model number. So this is what confuses me. X, CX. Haven't quite been able to figure out where X fits in the model numbers because I've seen it used on 88 and 89 units. Early 80s, 70s. This is kind of just like it's a placeholder. So I'm not entirely too sure how that goes together. But it's a mid-70s design, and that's what I'm going to go with. It has a charger on-off switch, which I'll get to what that does later. It's a hint. Vertical hold, horizontal hold, and the power cable is removable. This is an AC/DC set. So you can see the power cable's got 5 pins on here, and there's 4 pins. I believe, I actually never looked to see which one is which. I believe the top 2 are AC and the bottom 2 are DC. It has this switch, so you can slide this switch down to go into, let me position the camera, external 12-volt battery. Future me editing this video chiming in here, I didn't quite describe how this works correctly. This is a 3-position switch, so it has an up position for AC, 120 volts. The middle position says interior battery, and then the bottom says external 24 or 12-volt battery. Now, the way this works is the multi-connector here is keyed. So if I go up to 120 volts, you'll see there's a little key on the connector. So I can only plug in the 120 volt cable into this connector. Now, if I put it in the middle, this won't plug in because it hits this little switch, and the 12 volt version that would go to a cigarette lighter or whatever has a key that goes up here. So it can't go in either. So in this position, while you're running off the internal battery, get to that later, you can't plug anything into this connector. And if I move it down to the 12 volt position, I still can't plug in my 120 volt cable, but I'll be able to plug the 12 volt cable in because the key is up here. Anyway, back to the regular video. On the bottom, if we continue along here, there is a weird little mount. And if we look even further, let me put this guy on its side. There's a connector. So what these sets had is a battery pack that mounted to the bottom. So this chunky little awkward boy would sit another 3 inches on top of a battery pack. So you could take this little portable TV, had a rechargeable battery on the bottom. These also came in some pretty cool colors. I've seen orange and red ones out there. I've seen silver. I thought I saw a beige one, beige or white. It's hard to tell with the yellowing. And it's kind of a cute little design. It's got that, push-in power button that RCA, I think they were made for Radio Shack. RCA had those TVs where the tuner was removed and they were just used as a monitor for like the TRS-80. I think they had power buttons very similar to this. Pretty cool. Here I'm modulating something on channel 2. As you can see, it's kind of acting like the fine tuning's off. But the fine tuning doesn't do anything. And I did verify that mechanically this is adjusting little tuning slugs inside. So it's there, but the fine tuning's not working. Now let me move up to channel 3. So now I'm modulating on channel 3. And I have a similar situation. Now I'm modulating a lot of power. This is like transmit with rabbit ears power, but being fed directly into here. If I give a lower amount of power into this, like out of a VCR, this is very, very faint. Okay, now I moved up to channel 4. See, it's getting weaker. The signal's getting weaker, but it's the same problem. Off tune, can't fix it. Channel 5, getting really weak. That's new. Oh. Appears it is the contrast control. Able to kind of get it going by poking it from the back side here. Very precariously. Well, I did clean it, but I think I might need to do some further work on it. Anyway, the bottom line is the VHF tuner is dead. The fine tuning doesn't seem to do anything. What I was demonstrating works its way channel 2, and by 6 it's pretty much dead. And then 7 to 13 on the VHF high band, totally dead. So to me it's kind of acting like the oscillator's not running, but I thought this shared an oscillator with UHF, and UHF's working just a treat. So for me, I'd like to have both, but if I had to choose, all my channels are on UHF, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. Still, I mean, having something completely working is important. Oh yeah, that contrast. Wow, was that ever dirty. There. That blinking is just on the camera.
Eccolo riceve uno scatto ancora, merda!
Yeah, it's working again. So yeah, this is, I guess, more of a question for the more experienced TV service people out there. I am not. So when it comes to troubleshooting this tuner, even with a partial schematic, thanks to someone on the Video Karma forums, I haven't quite been able to figure out exactly what the heck is going on here. To me, it feels like the oscillator is not running, and so VHF low being close to the IF is kind of getting pushed through. This is still acting as a filter, but the oscillator is not oscillating, so this is just acting as a filter and allowing whatever through with the IF. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably going to put it back together the way it is because at least it's working. And this is a much more tired set compared to that other RCA I looked at. It's got some wonderful dust inside. Let's see if I can hairy flyback. You can see all the wonderful dust buildup in here. I haven't brought myself to clean it yet. If I did, it would be outside, and it's cold out right now. So for now, when I use it, I'll just smell that wonderful, wonderful old electronic smell from those dropping resistors. Delightful. So yeah, hope you enjoyed taking a look at this neat little 1970s black and white RCA TV with that really cool styling on it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to absolutely smash